Grants for the month of June. So this month we have many grants, from startup grants for brand new businesses, to micro grants, to competition grants, to a $100,000 grant, and grants in many states. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Rinde from AskRinde. Welcome. Please subscribe to the #1 community for real estate, income, grants, and credit. So if you'd like to know what these new grants are for the month of June, those that are expiring that need to apply now, make sure you watch the video to the end. Leave a comment below if you need help with anything. So we're going to be sharing with you new grants every month. From work from home grants, to SBA grants, to small business grants, to self-employed grants, to fast grants, to financial assistance grants, to startup grants, and much more. And we're going to be updating our calendar section on my website, AskRinde.com, where you can download June's grants list. And you can view our calendar section for the latest updates on grants. Also, our grants masterclass is still open. So if you'd like to learn how to get income coming into your business through the form of grants consistently, and how to actually properly position your business, how to get a proper business plan, how to properly structure your business so that you can actually move forward in getting all the funding and access to capital available for your business, make sure you connect with us by going to my website at AskRinde.com, clicking on grants, and getting started today. Number 1, Connecticut, Hartford, $2,500 in grants. So the city of Hartford just recently launched a new grant program called the Micro Enterprise Micro Grant Program. So this is actually coming from a larger pool of about $500,000, $500,000 through their Small Business Investment Fund. Now their Small Business Investment Funds have pooled these funds from a combination of ARPA as well as block grants. Now, as I share here many times on my channel, micro grants are grants that actually range between $500 and $2,500. That's what a micro grant is. Now, these grants are actually very useful in that they can actually give you an infusion. They can also help businesses with turning points. Sometimes your business actually needs a bump, not just to cover an expense or an operational expense or a monthly rent bill or mortgage bill, but you can actually use that money to hire a consultant that can actually give you knowledge and wisdom on how to actually operate your business that can then take your business to the next level. So they've actually had several grant programs over the last 2 years. The goal with this grant is to actually help people create and also retain jobs. Now they recognize the voids that some of these businesses are dealing with, and they want to actually help them through these grants to help them retain as well as create jobs. Now the grants can actually be used for everything from marketing to operational expenses such as rent, payroll, etc. Now to qualify and to apply for these micro grants of $2,500, your business must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must have 5 or less employees. Number 2, your business must be physically located in Hartford. So they actually want a local business to apply for this grant. Number 3, your business must be active. So they actually want a business that's actually been active and in the marketplace and moving forward to apply for this grant. Number 4, you must have a business plan. So this is actually one of the grants that actually requires you to actually have a business plan. They want to see where you're going. Sometimes you can apply for grants, they don't actually require that you have a business plan. This grant wants you to have a business plan. They want to see where you're taking your business so they can actually see if you qualify for this micro grant. Now the great thing about this grant is that the deadline is actually open. It's a rolling basis grant. So that means that there's no restrictive time as far as when you can actually apply for this grant. It's actually available until funds run out. So if you'd like to apply for this $2,500 micro grant, they actually have a Monday.com application that you need to fill out in order to go through the process to apply for this micro grant. So if you'd like to get more information, you can actually go directly to their website at hartfordct.gov/smallbiz. Number 2, Illinois, $10,000 to $2 million in grants. So Illinois just recently launched a new $15 million federal grant support program. Now this is actually a state funding match grant program. Now if you're not familiar with match grants are grants where they actually require you to provide a match. So if they actually put the grant out, you may be required to put up 20%, 30%, or up to 50% in matching funds. The key here is that they put this program together to help businesses get federal grants. Many businesses actually are missing out. Their industries are missing out in participating in very lucrative opportunities that federal grants provide. And as you can see, the opportunity and the amounts go all the way up to $2 million in grants. So the goal here is to actually help these businesses apply for these grants and also help them find a match. Now the grants are actually being administered by the DCEO, the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, which we covered many times here on my channel. Now the goal here is that they're targeting 100 businesses, and your project also must be aligned with the state's economic goals. Now to qualify to apply for this $10,000 up to $2 million in grants, your business must meet the following criteria, and this grant will actually cause you to look within. As I've shared here many times on my channel, the larger the grant, they actually will cause you to actually bring more to the table, where you actually going to have to show what your difference is and really what makes you unique in the marketplace. So to qualify for this particular grant and to actually start the process, number one, they actually want to know what your overall budget breakdown is. Number two, they actually want to know what your project summary is. And number three, they want to know what your project partners look like. So if you're going to be bringing on partners for this project. And number four, they actually want to see an overview of your proposed project activities. What's going to be involved? What's the process look like? And what's the timeline look like? They want to see that. And number five, they want to know how capital intensive is your project. They want to know the scope of it. So this is why they actually ask for the overall budget breakdown, because they're trying to put a picture together of your business to see if you qualify for this federal grant. So there are different criteria that applies when you're dealing with private and you're dealing with federal. This is actually going to cause you to step your game up, and you're going to need to come to the table with more in-depth analysis on what your company can do. Now the deadline for this $10,000 to $2 million in grants is actually rolling. It's open opportunity right now for you to apply if you fit the criteria. Now this is actually a federal grant opportunity, and the DCEO is making it possible for businesses to apply for the grant and to feel comfortable in going after these matching grant funds. So if you'd like to learn more about this $10,000 to $2 million in grants that your business can apply for, you can feel free to go to the DCEO's website at dceo.illinois.gov. Number three, Washington, Kennewick, $1,000 in grants. So the Tri-City Regional Chamber of Commerce just recently announced their new small business grant program. So these grants are actually meant to target 30 local businesses. Now this is their 13th year of giving out grants, and to date they've given out over $380,000 in grants to businesses. Now the goal with this grant is to actually help businesses run their business. So they actually want to give them the $1,000 to help them with products as well as services that can help them efficiently run their business. And with the grant application for this $1,000 grant, they actually want creativity. So if you're actually applying for this grant, they don't want you to just fill out that you need the money for rent, that you need the money for expenses. They're looking for businesses that are going to be creative. They're looking for businesses that can take this money and actually move their business to the next level creatively. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to be applying for this $1,000 grant. So to apply for this grant and to qualify, you must meet the following criteria. Number one, you must be a member of the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce. Number two, you must have been in business for at least 18 months. Number three, you must have 30 employees or less. And finally, number four, you must have less than $3 million in revenue. So to get more information and apply for this $1,000 in grants, you can go directly to the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce's website at tricityregionalchamber.com. Number four, the COMCAST RISE grant. $5,000 in grants. So COMCAST RISE is back at it again with another round of their COMCAST RISE grant. So we started covering the COMCAST RISE grant when they started years ago in 2020. And to date, they've given out over $110 million in grants, and they've actually touched and given out grants to over 13,000 businesses. This is actually one of the most impactful grants because they've actually spread to many states and impacted businesses from startups to also established businesses. So for this round, they're actually going to be targeting 500 businesses in Baltimore, Detroit, Memphis, Philadelphia, as well as Portland. And with this program, they're targeting 100 grants of $5,000 per city. So the COMCAST RISE grant is all about growth and promoting growth. So they actually want you to actually use the money to grow your business, not just stay stagnant or use the money to pay bills. They want you to actually use the money to be able to spawn growth for your business and take your business to the next level. So to qualify and to meet the criteria for this grant program, you must meet the following criteria. Number one, you must have been in business for at least 3 years or more. Number two, you must have 100 or less employees. Number three, you must be located in one of the 5 cities that this round covers. And finally, number four, you must be independently owned or operated, so no franchises allowed. So one of the great things about the COMCAST RISE grant is that they not only give you the money, but they also give you additional resources. They give you consultation, they give you education, and they also help you to actually remake over your business. So some businesses need a makeover. They need a technology makeover. They need a strategy makeover. And this grant actually helps you to actually accomplish that, which is actually excellent. And those are key factors in setting up a grant-approved business. A grant-approved business not only gets the money, but they also have consultation and showing them strategy on what to do. They also get education on how to actually grow their business. What are the demographics of their industry? How can they actually be a disruptor in the industry? What are the voids in the industry? And also getting a makeover for their business. Having a fresh start. Having a new way to actually get money and income coming into your business. These are actually all the components that make up a grant-approved business, which is actually what we share in our business resource area at my website, AskRinde.com. And if you'd like to learn how to set your business up to be a grant-approved business, make sure you check out our business resource area at my website, AskRinde.com. So to qualify and to apply for this COMCAST Rise $5,000 grant, you can actually go directly to their website at COMCASTRise.com. Number 5, the famous AMOS grant. $50,000 in grants. So Famous AMOS is back once again with its Ingredients for Success Entrepreneurship Initiative. Now we've covered this grant program here over the last several years, and to date they've given out over $300,000 in grants to many entrepreneurs. Now one of the great things about this grant is that it's unrestricted capital. So they're actually going to be a competition where they're going to be choosing 3 winners, and they're going to have a grand prize winner, but this is actually unrestricted capital. So sometimes when you actually apply for a grant, they have restrictions on what you can actually use the money for. Well, this grant is different. They actually have allocated about $150,000, and they are going to be giving out this grant of $50,000 to each winner. And the grants are being administered by the NBCC, the National Black Chamber of Commerce. Now, one of the excellent things I like about this grant program, and I've shared here on my channel, is that they actually prepare you and cue you and stage you to be able to actually be prepared to get more capital. As I've shared, learning how to raise capital for your business, learning how to get money coming into your business is a skill. It's a skill that we teach because I've actually had to raise money in many different ways. I've had to raise money through grants. I've had to raise money for real estate. I've had to raise money for companies that I was actually trying to stage to be able to acquire other businesses and to move to the next level. So I've actually had to raise money through private means, through loans, through grants, through all these different means, and learning how to actually get money coming into your business, how to position your business, how to actually raise money for your business is actually a skill, and it's something that we teach. In the world that we're in today, you're going to need to learn how to actually raise money for your business, how to get capital coming into your business, because as financing tightens up and as credit dries up, you're going to need to know how to pivot and move your business forward regardless of the current economic climate. So to qualify and to apply for this $50,000 in grants and this competition grant, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must be 21 years or older. Number 2, the business must be 90% black owned. Number 3, you must have been in business for at least 5 years. Number 4, you must be located in the U.S. And finally, number 5, you must submit a 90 to 120 second pitch video. This is actually where you're going to pitch yourself as to why your business should get the grant over another business. This is something that I've been talking about for a long time. You need to learn how to actually sell your business. And this is key. And this is what we teach you in our Grants Masterclass. We show you actually how to position your business so that you can actually get grants consistently coming into your business. But also we talk to you about your overall sales and your overall goal and your approach to business and how you can actually catapult your business to the next level. This is very, very important. As an entrepreneur, you need to actually know how to actually do these pitches, and we actually have a grant pitch video that we actually show you how to go about the process of starting to actually present your business so that you can actually get grants. In this case, this is $50,000 in grants. So the deadline to apply for this $50,000 grant is June 26th. And you can get more information and apply for this $50,000 in grants by going directly to their website at famousamos.nationalbcc.org. Number 6, the PEPSICO Foundation Grant, $10,000 in grants. So the Action and Opportunity Fund and PEPSICO is administering a new grant program for Hispanic food entrepreneurs, and they're doing it through the Impacto Hispanic Business Accelerator. So this is actually an accelerator that's been set up for the Hispanic food entrepreneurs to be able to help them not only with grants, but also with networking opportunities, which is actually a huge deal. These businesses actually need this in these crucial times, as retail as well as food businesses and food service businesses are always vulnerable in economic downturns. Now these $10,000 grants are going to be targeting 100 Hispanic businesses, so food trucks, restaurants, cafes, and much more. Now in addition to the grant, they're also going to be giving them resources as well as one-on-one coaching. As I shared earlier, this is where the networking opportunity comes in. This is where the game changer comes in, where you actually have access to not only capital that's been provided to you through the grant, but also networking opportunities where you can actually form partnerships, get access to mentorship, and much more. So to qualify and to apply for this $10,000 in grants for your business, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, you must be Hispanic. Number 2, you must be 50% owner of the business. Number 3, you must have had revenues less than $1 million. Number 4, you must have been in business since June of 2021. And number 5, you must have a business checking account. And as I shared earlier, the grants are being administered by the Action Opportunity Fund, which is an excellent grant source. Some of these grant sources that we share are not one time. So they may be actually administering a grant program, but it's good for you to actually lock in with them because they have other grant programs or they have other rounds. So by you actually starting the process, maybe you just listened to one of our videos and you caught a grant source, make sure you lock in with that grant source because you should be applying for grants on your own. You should not be paying people to apply for grants. You can actually apply for grants on your own. You can go through the process and start to learn how to do it on your own without having to actually pay someone to do it. You can actually keep your money and apply for grants. And if you receive the grants, then that's good. You can take that money and actually use it for your business. But you should not be paying people to apply for grants for you when they can't guarantee that you can actually receive the grant. So the deadline to apply for this $10,000 in grants is June 16th at 5 p.m. So if you'd like to apply for this $10,000 in grants, you can actually create a free account and start the process of applying for this grant. So you can get more information by going directly to their website at aofund.org. Number 7, Ohio, Hamilton County, $10,000 in grants. So Hamilton County just recently announced the latest round of startup grants for their Small Business Relief Grant Program. Now they actually have a multi-round startup grant program, one of the unique grant programs in the country. Now the great thing about startup grants is that they're perfect for businesses that are actually just starting. They're perfect for businesses that actually are in inception and really just trying to get a feel of what they should do, how they're going to move forward. These are invaluable because not only do you need money, but you also need direction. And that's one of the reasons why I advocate heavily for most businesses to apply for startup grants, because startup grants can actually mean that they're a catalyst to help you get further ahead much faster. Because oftentimes, not only are you getting the money, but you're also getting access to people who have knowledge in your industry or knowledge and exposure that can help you with ideas that can catapult your business. Whereas before, you may have actually had to go it on your own and get the bumps and bruises as most entrepreneurs, where you're learning by yourself. But when you actually move yourself into a startup grant environment, you know you're not only going to be getting the money that you need for your business to launch, but you're also going to be getting knowledge and wisdom on how to actually navigate that industry. Now with this grant program, they've allocated about $4 million to be able to actually help businesses administer these startup grants. And they've chosen the Startup Growth Lab, Alloy Development, to administer this $10,000 in grants. Now Startup Growth Labs are key and they're actually rising around the country. And we actually included those in our business resource area on my website, AskRinde.com. They're key in that they actually not only help you to be able to get the grant, but they also help you with business plan development. They help you with loan readiness, and they also help you with bid preparation. Now these are all keys because, as I've shared many times here on my channel, you need to learn how to actually navigate and raise money for your business in various ways. Some are grants. Some are actually having a curated business plan that's actually properly developed so that you can actually present it to the right investor or the right banker. Also loan readiness. And in some cases, you may be able to get access to that capital via loans that can help you take your business to the next level. And most importantly, positioning you also for bid preparation. This is something that I started doing in my 20s when I actually was preparing my businesses to actually bid for furniture deals, bid for other deals that my company was involved in. I actually had to learn on my own. Nobody was teaching me, but I actually had to learn how to prepare a bid, how to actually present it, how to actually compete, and what to include in the bid so that I could actually compete against my older competitors. And the unique thing about this grant program is that they actually offer in-person grant assistance, which is a game changer. So they actually offer one-on-one coaching. They also offer individual as well as group training. They also offer funding access as well as incubator services. And these are all key and important for startup businesses, especially when you're just starting. So to qualify and to apply for this $10,000 in grants, you must meet the following criteria. Number 1, your business must be located in Hamilton County. And number 2, the grant will be given to you based on lost revenue from 2019 to 2021. Now, as I shared earlier, the key here is that they're actually administering this grant through a Startup Growth Lab. That's very important. Startup Growth Labs are actually game changers, specifically if you're looking for startup grants. And they're some of the best sources that you can actually tap into when you're looking for startup grants for your business. And this is one of the reasons why we actually include all the startup growth labs that we found in our business resource area at my website, AskRinde.com. So the deadline to apply for this $10,000 in grants is June 20th. And you can get more information and apply for this grant by going directly to their website at hamiltoncounty.ohio.gov. Number 8, Nevada, Las Vegas, Clark County, $5,000 to $100,000 in grants. So the Clark County Economic Development just recently announced the second round of their pre-venture startup grant program called the TEAP grant program. So TEAP, which stands for Technical and Economic Assistance Program, is actually a grant program based on the business's size as well as need. So this is actually grants of $5,000 all the way up to $100,000 based on the business's size as well as need. And the great thing about this is that they actually also include pre-venture startups, which are businesses that are less than 1 year old. And that's a game changer because many startups don't really have their footing. They don't have revenues, they don't have seasoning, and this is actually an excellent opportunity to apply for $5,000 to $100,000 in grants as a pre-venture startup. And with this grant program, they're actually focusing on businesses that actually have financial need. So they actually want to give them financial support. They want to give them financial care. They want to give them financial direction. And in order to do that, they're actually going to be focusing on startups as well as local businesses. And they're going to be giving them a one-on-one coach for 13 months to help guide them, give them resources, give them direction, give them the tools that they need to not only use the money wisely, but also grow their businesses. Now, during their first round, we covered it, and they gave out grants to over 167 businesses. And the grants are being administered by the NDC, the National Development Council, which we've spoken about extensively here on my channel. And I've shared that the National Development Council, NDC, is actually one of the best grant sources that you can actually tap into, because they actually have not only multi-round grant programs, but they also tap into administering grants for many different operations as well as organizations. And as I shared, the grant is also open to pre-venture startups, which is actually a game changer. So if you'd like to apply for this $5,000 to up to $100,000 in grants, you can actually go directly to the website at businessinclarkcounty.com. Now for the application and to apply for this grant, you actually need to apply through the NDC's portal at ndc.smaply.io. So these are just a few of the new grants for the month of June. We couldn't include all the grants as we try not to keep the videos too long. But if you'd like us to feature your city and your state, we got you covered. Make sure you drop your city and your state in the comment section below, and we'll make sure that we feature you. Also, our business resource area is now open. Our resource area is the top resource area. It includes our grants masterclass, where you can actually learn how to get grants coming into your business consistently as an income stream. You can also learn how to properly position your business and how to actually get a 12-month plan where you can learn how to apply for over 60 grants on an annual basis. In addition to that, we actually have business plans. We actually have business systems, and we actually have all the tools that you need for your business to be successful and to learn how to navigate these troubled times that we're in. So if you'd like to learn more about our business resource area, make sure you go to my website at AskRinde.com, click on join, and get started today. And for the month of June, we're also going to be giving away our Grant Starter Pack. Our Grant Starter Pack is perfect for startups. It actually includes over 100 grants that you can actually use for your business to be able to actually apply for grants and get money coming into your business. So if you'd like to get access to our Grant Starter Pack and to actually win the giveaway, make sure you actually go to my website at AskRinde.com and get on our mailing list. It's only for this month. We're actually going to be giving away our Grant Starter Pack. So if you'd like to get a chance to win that Grant Starter Pack, make sure that you're actually on our mailing list. Go to our website at AskRinde.com and actually join our mailing list. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. You can also email me anytime. My email address is AskRindeNetwork@gmail.com. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until next time, thank you so much for watching.